So for more, we're joined by Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin, Mavericks reporter Tim McMahon. Dave, let's start with you. We know Luka's not playing tonight, rehabbing with hopes to make an appearance there, right there in LA at the All-Star game for the World Team. What are the chances of that happening?
Yeah, Hannah, the mild strain that he has in his hamstring usually comes with a diagnosis for rehab and recovery about 7 to 10 days. So that time period puts him right up against this weekend and Sunday's All-Star game. Now, yeah, I'm told he considered a great honor that he was the leading vote getter for the first time in his 8-year career, amassing more than 3 million ballots. And we've seen a situation like this before. I covered Kobe Bryant in the 2008 All-Star game. He dislocated his pinky finger just before the All-Star game. He ended up playing 3 minutes in the game just as a kind of a token appearance as a thank you to the fans. Perhaps that would be what we get from Luka on Sunday if he doesn't feel fully recovered with that hamstring.
All right, let's talk about his teammate LeBron, who missed the Lakers getting run off the court by the Spurs on Tuesday. LeBron with left foot arthritis. What is his status, not just for tonight, but of course, All-Star weekend?
Yeah, LeBron's off the injury report, so we will see him in the lineup tonight against the Mavericks. This Lakers group had kind of built some momentum before this Luka Doncic injury, and they're hoping they can go into the All-Star break on a high note by getting a win against the Mavericks. LeBron will be at the All-Star game. He hasn't played as much in recent years. Last year he didn't play at all because of a foot injury, and the 2 years prior he only played 15 minutes or so. I would expect him to be playing, certainly unless something happens tonight against Dallas, but not him playing a full gamut of minutes. But getting out there, playing in LA, and, you never know if things start looking good for him. The last time he played in an All-Star game in 2018 in Los Angeles, he was the game's MVP.
Yeah, there you go. But as you mentioned, and we were talking about in the commercial break, this is a daytime game now because of the Olympics TV schedule as well. So hopefully, the guys will wake up and maybe play hard. That would be lovely. Dave, we appreciate you. Meanwhile, while the Lakers look to avoid the play-in, the Mavericks are on the outside looking in. Dallas right now 6 games behind Portland for the final play-in tournament spot. The Mavericks currently hold the 7th worst record in the NBA at 19-34. Here we go again. Howdy, Tim. Another Mavericks season, not exactly going how the fans might have hoped. What is the front office perspective, and that, of course, of the coaching staff as they look ahead and play out this final stretch?
Howdy, Hannah. They've really got 3 priorities here. One is put Cooper Flagg through the grind and the test of a full regular season, obviously more than twice as long as a college regular season, to have him deal with the physical challenges, the mental challenges of being the primary focus on the opponent's scouting report every single night. Now, second priority, get Cooper Flagg Rookie of the Year. He's taken care of that pretty well with his performance, averaging over 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists per game. That hasn't been done since a rookie named, it was Luka Doncic, actually. The others to do that since the ABA-NBA merger, by the way, Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. So pretty good company. Some competition with his college roommate, Con Knippel, but he is the runner there. And now the third priority, I'll put it this delicately, position themselves to have a shot at another potential Rookie of the Year in this year's lottery. And the Mavericks have lost their last 8 straight games.
Can you spell T-A-N-K? If you won't say it, I'll just spell it out. The Mavericks do have a huge star that we have yet to see next to Cooper Flagg, and that would be one Kyrie Irving, undergoing surgery on his torn left ACL 10 months ago. What's the latest on Kyrie?
There is not a timeline for his return to game action. It is very much TBD for this season. He is ramping up to return to practice. That's likely to happen soon after the All-Star break. There will be a lot of physical boxes to be checked, mental boxes to be checked before Kyrie playing in a game would be a consideration. And let me remind you, they have this year's first-round pick and not control their own again until 2031. Jason Kidd has said the standings won't be a factor in this decision. I would counter with the question, how could they not be?
Exactly. It would stand to reason given what you just outlined with the first answer in this interview.
With the Knicks, he had 26 points with 8 threes made and 5 steals. He's just the second player since steals started that tracked in 1973 with 8 threes and 5 steals in a game off the bench. Dante DiVincenzo also did so for the Timberwolves last season.
Former Knick, Dante. So, Cooper Flagg going to be out through the All-Star break after an MRI revealed the Mavs rookie has a left mid-foot sprain. He is expected to return immediately after the All-Star break. Right now, he's the current favorite to win the Rookie of the Year. He's averaging 20 points, 6 boards, and 4 assists per game as a 19-year-old rookie.
The Clippers rebounded from a Tuesday loss to the Rockets last night, taking Houston down 105-102. Kawhi Leonard exploded in the fourth quarter, putting up 19 points. LA improved their record to 20-7 since December 20th, the best record in the NBA over that span. Meanwhile, Houston committed 21 turnovers, which LA turned into 23 points. Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. joins us right now, and Double D. Kawhi Leonard exploded in that fourth quarter, 19 points. What's impressed you most about Kawhi Leonard in the first half of this season?
It's really just the way he's moving. He looks like healthy Kawhi. This even looks healthier than the Kawhi we saw in Toronto. This is like Spurs prime Kawhi Leonard. He's got 33 straight 20-point games, and since that December 20th, when they were at the bottom of the league, he's been third in scoring, second in steals, and it's hard to imagine 5 better players in the league than Kawhi Leonard right now. Most importantly, I talked about his movement. Look at the way he's moving. He's mixing dudes up there, doing crossovers, and looks as spry as ever, but of course, in the most Clippers way possible. This is actually kind of sad because the Clippers, they had Paul George, they had James Harden, they had all that stuff, just waiting for Kawhi Leonard to get healthy. As soon as all them dudes leave, he's healthy again. Looks like he's a guy that could have carried that team to the finals.
Of course, that's exactly when he gets healthy, when everyone is gone from that team. We're just about halfway through the season, so let's get through some midterm grades. Starting with that Clippers team, what's the grade that you would give them at this point in the season?
So for that Clipper squad, I would probably say so far, I would give them a C- for the way that they started, but an A for the way that they've gone forward. But the team that they beat, the Rockets, I would have to give them a C for the way that they've done all season. Look, I understand that they've had injuries. Fred VanVleet has been out. They've lost Steven Adams in the last few weeks, but still, since January 1st, they've been a bottom 5 in offense. Their assist to turnover ratio is not good, and the vibes are just bad there. They were barking at Alperen Şengün. Ime Udoka's talking about his defense. They need to do something to fix if they want to be actual Western Conference contenders. Now, the Detroit Pistons, they are an A+. They were supposed to be scrappy underdogs coming into this season like they were last year, but they have been dominant in the East, smacking the Knicks around by 30 points every time they played them. They've had a top defense. They're only a game or so behind OKC for top in the league. Cade Cunningham is an all-NBA MVP type guy. Duren is an all-star. If they can just stop fighting folks and stay on the court, they'll be fine. Amina, now it's your Knicks. They're getting a B. Okay, they've had an uneven season. Sometimes they'll lose 8 out of 10. Sometimes they'll win 9 out of 10. But in the last 10 games, they've had a top defense, which is going to be something that they need to sustain them. Karl Anthony Towns was on the trading block earlier in the season, it seemed. They had all the Giannis talk. Now everybody seems focused and ready to try to make a run at a championship. As of late, if I do just the last 10 games, I would say an A. But overall on the season, I got to give the Knicks a B.
Look, I'm not mad at a B grade right there for my New York Knicks. However, who's the team to beat, though, in the East right now?
Right now, it's Detroit. Detroit is the team to beat. I mean, they're 5.5 games above everybody, and until proven that they are going to lose to these teams, it's got to be Detroit. Now, the East still is wide open come playoff time, but right now, Detroit is above everybody else.
No, Detroit is definitely running away with it. You didn't have to throw in there, though, that they've been knocking around the Knicks. I didn't like how you did that, David. Dennis Jr. with the latest thing.
Could it be that what appears to be chaos and disappointment in Lakers land is actually the beginning of a carefully orchestrated transformation that will position this franchise for sustained success in the post-LeBron era? While most analysts fixate on yesterday's brutal 136-108 dismantling at the hands of Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs as evidence of organizational decline, isn't it possible that we're witnessing something far more strategic and forward-thinking than anyone realizes? What if JJ Redick's willingness to rest 5 starters simultaneously against San Antonio, effectively conceding a nationally televised home game during All-Star Week? represents exactly the kind of bold, long-term thinking that championship organizations employ when they're building something sustainable rather than chasing short-term validation. And doesn't the timing of key developments this week suggest that the Lakers front office, led by Rob Pelinka, has been executing a master plan that most observers are completely missing because they're too focused on immediate results rather than foundational building blocks? Don't forget to smash that like button if you're ready for a completely different take on what's really happening with the Lakers right now. The destruction witnessed at Crypto COM Arena yesterday wasn't just Victor Wembanyama putting on a historic performance with 40 points in 27 minutes. It was actually a perfectly timed showcase for why the Lakers' current developmental strategy is not only necessary but brilliant in its execution. By deliberately resting LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, Marcus Smart, and DeAndre Ayton simultaneously, JJ Redick sent a crystal clear message that this organization is no longer willing to sacrifice long-term health and sustainability for the sake of maintaining appearances or appeasing critics who demand immediate gratification. The fact that Wembanyama scored 37 points in the first half alone, breaking multiple franchise and league records in the process, actually serves as the perfect justification for this strategic approach because it demonstrates that even with a full-strength lineup, the Lakers would have struggled against a generational talent who was clearly in one of those unstoppable zones that define legendary performances. What makes this loss particularly valuable from a development standpoint is how it provided extended meaningful minutes to players like Chris McGunn, Edu Theroux, Bronny James, and Drew Tim, each of whom showed flashes of exactly the kinds of skills and competitive spirit that will be crucial for this franchise's future success. The coaching staff gathered invaluable data about rotations, player combinations, and individual development needs that simply cannot be obtained when established stars are carrying the majority of minutes and responsibilities. JJ Redick's post-game comments about Wembanyama being one of the best 5 players in the world and a one-of-one human demonstrate his sophisticated understanding of player evaluation and his ability to provide proper context to his young players about the level of excellence they're striving to reach. I believe this type of experiential learning, even in painful defeat, creates the foundation for genuine growth that will pay dividends throughout the remainder of this season and beyond. The end of LeBron James' remarkable 21-year NBA streak, while symbolically significant, actually represents the liberation that both player and organization desperately needed to fully embrace this transitional phase. Without the burden of unrealistic expectations or the pressure to chase individual accolades that may no longer serve the team's best interests, rather than viewing LeBron's 18th absence as a failure or a sign of decline. We should recognize it as evidence of a mature, experienced superstar who understands that his greatest remaining contributions to winning basketball may involve strategic rest, mentorship of younger players, and the preservation of his body for the moments when his impact is most crucial. The mathematical elimination from end-of-season awards actually removes a potential source of tension and allows both LeBron and the coaching staff to make decisions based purely on what's best for team success rather than individual statistics or appearance thresholds. Brian Wintour's recent speculation about LeBron having appetizing options elsewhere if he chooses to leave. Los Angeles misses the bigger picture of how this situation could evolve into the perfect scenario for both parties. LeBron gets to continue playing at an elite level without the pressure of chasing historical milestones he's already surpassed, while the Lakers gain the flexibility to manage his minutes strategically and develop the supporting cast that will be essential for any legitimate championship pursuit. The fact that LeBron was immediately removed from the injury report for tonight's game against Dallas demonstrates his continued commitment and availability when the team genuinely needs his contributions. JJ Redick's comments about games played thresholds being guidance for voters rather than hard rules suggests that the organization views this situation with the proper perspective and isn't allowing external award considerations to dictate their internal decision-making processes, thinking about it differently. This could mark the beginning of the most strategically sound phase of LeBron's Lakers tenure, where every game he plays is maximized for impact rather than accumulated for statistical purposes. The emergence of what fans have dubbed the Banshee brothers and Chris Megan and Theroux represents perhaps the most exciting development of this entire season, showcasing how the Lakers' developmental philosophy is producing exactly the type of complementary players who can thrive alongside established stars while providing the energy, athleticism, and competitive fire the championship teams require. Chris McGunn's journey from undrafted Cornell graduate to legitimate NBA rotation prospect exemplifies everything that's right about the Lakers' current approach to talent evaluation and player development. His 2 steals, first NBA points, and relentless defensive pressure in just 7 minutes against San Antonio provided a glimpse of how his combination of basketball IQ, physical tools, and competitive intensity could translate into meaningful contributions for years to come. The fact that Megan spent time on the Golden State Warriors Summer League roster before landing with the Lakers demonstrates how competitive the evaluation process was for his services. And his decision to commit to Los Angeles suggests that he sees genuine opportunity for growth and playing time within this organization. Adu Thiro's triumphant return from his month-long absence due to MCL sprain complications was marked not just by his spectacular alley-oop finish from Bronny James, but by his team-leading +5 rating in limited action, proving that his presence on the court immediately improves team performance. Even when he's not necessarily filling up the stat sheet, the athletic explosion he displayed on that dunk sequence should put to rest any concerns about his knee recovery and demonstrates that his potential as a versatile wing defender and transition finisher remains fully intact. Drew Tim's steady 14-point performance as the team's leading scorer showcases how his basketball intelligence, screening ability, and offensive fundamentals can provide stability and production even when surrounded by younger, less experienced teammates. Kobe Bufkin's recent promotion to a standard contract after averaging an absurd 26.7 points and shooting 43% from three-point range in the G League represents the successful culmination of the Lakers player development pipeline and proves that their scouts and coaches can identify and nurture talent that other organizations overlook. I believe the development of these young players, combined with the veteran leadership still provided by LeBron, creates a sustainable model for competitive basketball that doesn't rely solely on expensive free agent acquisitions or blockbuster trades to maintain relevance. The strategic timing of Kobe Bufkin's promotion from his two-way contract to a standard NBA deal reveals sophisticated roster management that positions the Lakers perfectly for both immediate impact and long-term flexibility, heading into what promises to be one of the most important off-seasons in franchise history. Bufkin's incredible G League production, including recent games of 36-41 and 29 points while shooting an otherworldly 80, forced the Lakers' hand in the best possible way by creating an internal solution that eliminates their need to chase potentially overpriced veterans on the buyout market. The two-year structure of Bufkin's deal, with a team option for the second season, provides exactly the kind of cost-controlled talent that championship organizations prize, especially when that talent has already proven capable of elite-level scoring and shooting in professional competition. Rob Pelinka's decision to move quickly on securing Bufkin also prevents other teams from potentially poaching a player who has clearly outgrown the level and earned legitimate NBA rotation minutes through his exceptional performance and professional development. The fact that this signing fills the Lakers' 15th and final roster spot actually provides clarity and closure that allows the coaching staff to focus entirely on maximizing the talent they have rather than constantly evaluating external options or managing the uncertainty of potential additions. Drew Tim's return from a 3-game absence due to eye injury, marked by his team leading 14 points against the Spurs, demonstrates the depth and versatility that the Lakers have been quietly building throughout this season. Luke Kennard's integration continues to progress smoothly, as evidenced by his 14 points and 5 assists in 28 minutes of action, providing exactly the kind of veteran shooting and basketball IQ that should complement the energy and athleticism of the younger players. The organizational philosophy of developing internal talent while making strategic external additions represents a sustainable approach that contrasts sharply with the boom or bust mentality that has characterized many Lakers seasons in recent memory. Thinking about this more strategically, the Lakers now have a core group of young, improving players who can grow together while being supplemented by a veteran leadership, creating the foundation for sustained competitiveness that extends well beyond any individual player's career trajectory. Tonight's matchup against the Dallas Mavericks presents what could be remembered as a pivotal turning point in the Lakers season, offering the perfect opportunity to demonstrate how their patient development approach and strategic roster management can translate into competitive advantages when the circumstances align properly. The return of both LeBron James and Austin Reeves from their respective absences should provide the Lakers with their most complete and balanced lineup in several weeks, allowing JJ Redick to showcase the offensive versatility and defensive potential that this group possesses when healthy and motivated. Austin had his impressive early February numbers of 20.5 points, 4.5 assists, and 4 3 rebounds in limited minutes since returning from his 19-game absence suggests that he's not only physically ready for increased responsibility, but may be poised for his most impactful stretch of basketball this season. The continued absence of Luka Doncic, while disappointing for fans hoping to see the former Maverick face his old team for the first time since the trade, actually creates an opportunity for other players to step into expanded roles and prove their worth as reliable contributors rather than role players who disappear when the primary stars are available. Dallas arrives in Los Angeles in complete disarray, having lost 8 consecutive games and sitting at 19-34 in the Western Conference standings, a record that perfectly illustrates the challenges of rebuilding around young talent while lacking veteran leadership and organizational stability. The Mavericks injury report reads like a disaster scenario, with Cooper Floc's midfoot sprain joining longer-term injuries to key players like Kyrie Irving and Derek Lively to effectively turning tonight's game into exactly the kind of opportunity that championship contenders must capitalize on consistently. JJ Redick's ability to manage rotations, maintain player confidence, and implement tactical adjustments during a game of this importance will provide valuable insights into his development as an NBA head coach and his capacity to guide this team through the inevitable challenges of playoff basketball. The timing of this game as the final contest before the All-Star break adds extra significance because it offers both teams the chance to enter the break with positive momentum while avoiding the mental and emotional burden of carrying a disappointing loss into what should be a rejuvenating period of rest and reflection. I believe games like tonight often reveal the true character and potential of developing teams, showing whether they can execute consistently when expectations are high and circumstances are favorable. Cooper Floc's unfortunate midfoot sprain, which will sideline him not only for tonight's Lakers game but also for the Rising Stars showcase during All-Star Weekend, represents a significant blow to Dallas but also illustrates the broader challenges facing young NBA players who are asked to carry enormous offensive loads on rebuilding teams. Floc's impressive rookie statistics of 20.4 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game have made him the overwhelming favorite for Rookie of the Year honors, but his recent injury serves as a reminder that the physical demands of an 82-game NBA season can be particularly challenging for players who are still developing the professional conditioning and learning how to manage their bodies over such an extended period. The injury occurred during Tuesday's loss to Phoenix, where Flagg still managed to score 27 points and grab 5 rebounds despite clearly playing through discomfort, demonstrating the kind of competitive spirit and toughness that will serve him well throughout his career once he's fully healthy for the Mavericks organization. Losing their best player and primary offensive weapon for multiple games during an already disastrous season represents the kind of devastating setback that can derail any hopes of building positive momentum heading into the All-Star break and beyond. The broader context of Dallas' struggles, including their 8-game losing streak and bottom-tier record in the Western Conference, suggests that even when Flagg returns to action, this franchise faces significant challenges in terms of roster construction, coaching, consistency, and organizational direction that extend far beyond any individual player's contributions. From the Lakers' perspective, facing a Dallas team without both Cooper Flagg and the continued absence of several other key players should represent exactly the kind of opportunity that playoff-caliber teams must take advantage of consistently and convincingly. The psychological impact of Flagg missing his first All-Star weekend, where he was selected as a first pick by Team Carmelo coach Carmelo Anthony, adds an unfortunate personal dimension to what should have been a celebration of his remarkable rookie achievements and a preview of his bright future in Los Angeles during the Rising Stars game. Thinking about the bigger picture, injuries like this remind us why organizational depth and player development programs are so crucial for sustained success. As teams that can weather individual setbacks while maintaining competitive levels are the ones that ultimately achieve their championship aspiration. The All-Star Weekend festivities taking place in Los Angeles carry special significance not only because of the prestigious Intuit Dome location in Inglewood, but because they represent a unique convergence of Lakers representation, local pride, and basketball excellence that could provide crucial momentum for the team's post-break performance. Luka Doncic's selection as a starter for Team USA Stripes in his 6th All-Star appearance takes on added meaning given his status as the Lakers' current franchise cornerstone and his incredible scoring dominance throughout this season, where he leads the entire NBA in points per game while establishing himself as one of the league's most unstoppable offensive forces. LeBron James' 22nd consecutive all-star selection while coming as a reserve this time, represents a remarkable achievement that underscores his sustained excellence and continued relevance at the highest level of professional basketball. Despite being 41 years old and in his 23rd NBA season, the new three-team format featuring USA versus World round-robin competition promises to inject genuine competitiveness into an event that has sometimes been criticized for lack of intensity, potentially creating memorable moments that will resonate with fans and players alike for years to come. Jackson Hayes' participation in the AT&T Slam Dunk Contest provides the Lakers with a third representative during All-Star Weekend, giving the Athletic Center an opportunity to showcase his explosive leaping ability and creative finishing skills on one of basketball's biggest stages. The fact that Hayes will be competing against Carter Bryant from San Antonio, the same team that just demolished the Lakers, adds an interesting subplot and potential motivation for him to deliver a performance that represents the Lakers organization with pride and distinction. For a Lakers team that has struggled with consistency and identity throughout much of this season, having multiple players recognized among the NBA's elite performers validates their progress while providing valuable exposure and experience that should benefit the entire organization. The proximity of these events to the Lakers' home market creates unique opportunities for fan engagement, media coverage, and the kind of positive momentum that can carry over into the crucial final months of the regular season. I believe that experiences like All-Star Weekend, particularly when they take place in a team's home market, can serve as catalysts for renewed energy and focus that helps players and organizations reach higher levels of performance when the games resume and playoff positioning becomes increasingly important. Looking toward the future with a strategic perspective on roster construction and organizational philosophy, the Lakers find themselves in the enviable position of having multiple pathways to sustained excellence that don't require desperate short-term moves or gambles that could compromise their long-term competitive outlook. The growing speculation surrounding Peyton Watson's potential availability from Denver represents exactly the kind of calculated, high-upside opportunity that the Lakers should be prioritizing, given Watson's emergence as a legitimate two-way star who combines elite athleticism, defensive versatility, and rapidly improving offensive skills at just 23 years old. Watson's impressive 2025-26 numbers of 14.9 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 2.0 assists while shooting an outstanding 41.7% from three-point range demonstrate the kind of production that would perfectly complement the Lakers' existing core while providing the size, length, and switching ability that championship teams require in today's NBA. The Nuggets' challenging salary cap situation, combined with their historically conservative approach to luxury tax payments, creates a realistic scenario where the Lakers could use their projected cap space to make an aggressive offer that Denver might be unable or unwilling to match without significantly compromising their own roster flexibility. Watson's Los Angeles roots and UCLA background add compelling narrative elements to any potential recruitment efforts, while his youth ensures that he would fit seamlessly into the Lakers' timeline. Whether LeBron James decides to continue playing or transitions into retirement, the development of internal prospects like Chris Magan and Kobe Bufkin provides the Lakers with valuable trade assets and depth options that could facilitate larger moves while maintaining competitive balance throughout the roster. The strategic advantage of having multiple young players on cost-controlled contracts cannot be overstated in an era where financial flexibility often determines championship contention as much as pure talent evaluation. Rob Pelinka's patient approach to roster building, evidenced by the Bufkin promotion and continued development investments, suggests that this organization has learned valuable lessons from previous missteps and is committed to sustainable success rather than boom or bust strategy. Thinking about this holistically, the Lakers appear to be positioning themselves for a future that maximizes both immediate competitiveness and long-term sustainability, creating multiple scenarios where they can remain relevant regardless of how individual situations evolve over the coming months and years.